geode, and inside is our famous dogtooth spar, or in other words, calcite crystal. The two boys thought, oh wow, crystal, we're going to be rich. That's their first thoughts. So they went up to their dad, Alex, and he did some research, had to give him some disappointing news, found out that dogtooth spar, or calcite crystal, doesn't have any value or worth whatsoever. It's actually extremely soft rock, so a jeweler really couldn't do anything with it, and also calcite crystal can be found all over. But what does have some value in our cave is this black stuff right here. Now what that is, that's manganese, and it's used in different things such as, I know it's found in some explosives, but in this cave there's an abundance to mine it profitably, make any money, so they just thought we'd make this a tourist attraction. We call this one the orangutan. You can see the mouth and the eyes right there. Another one we have, we call this one the snake, or the long bear. That one's a little far-stretched if you ask me, so gotta use your imagination sometimes. But my personal favorite, you guys have seen the movie, we call this one Shrek. You can see the ear right here, and the head, body, and legs, just laying down, take a nice nap in the cool cave, especially on a hot summer day. So, alright, a few other things I'll point out to you, you're gonna see all throughout the tour. You might notice this green stuff. Now what that is, that's moss and algae, and that grows due to the mixture of light and then spores on our skin and clothing. So just having that light and bringing people down in here, breathing and everything, does allow that life to grow and does form that moss and algae. That's why we have Okay, well as I told you or warned you before, we do have quite a steep set of stairs. I'll show you how I like to go down. I actually like to go down backwards. This way I get a better footing and more of my foot can stand on the railing. But whatever way you find comfortable, some people sidestep, some people go straight down. I just recommend hanging on to the hand railings and take as much time as needed. So whoever wants to be brave, come first. We can start our way down. We'll take it nice and slow for everyone. Does this look like anything like Carlsbad or the other ones? No? Totally different? Totally different, alright. Every cave is? Sounds like a season. I know. Yeah, there's thousands of caves in this in Black Hills. Thousands.
This next one's really, really steep.
Gaps right here. But anyway, you know some graffiti up there. Now what that says, it says MCB, EP, and 40. That stands for McBride, Edward Planch, and then the year they crawled up there, 1940. There were two explorers that the Hamels hired to explore and excavate the cave because they couldn't do it all themselves. And so those two were the first ones into quite a disaster.
It's lit up inside there.
I had to crawl underneath the stairs before we could.
Oh, we have a full card.
Little girls.
We have a full card.
You know, you can see the initials inside there.
Full card.
Scared of heights.
Yeah.
No one bitched about it being scary on review. Oh my god.
All right, I'm going to sneak by you guys. Great job on the way down. Be sure to watch your head as you walk through here, and we'll make our way to our first room. see, the room we just entered is called the Chandelier Room. The reason why it's called the Chandelier Room is because of a lady by the name of Mamie Duhamel. She was the wife of Alex. She was the first one into this room of the cave. The first time they came down, they used a rope ladder in order to get down there. So imagine how wild that is. But anyway, she looked around and she saw this dogtooth spar, saw the way it jigs out and forms these ball-like structures in here. She thought it resembled a French chandelier, so that's why she called it the Chandelier Room. Mamie, she loved the cave so much. She used to bring her friends down here and like showing them around, especially on a hot summer day. They'd come down here to cool off. It said they used to have fine dining, or more so picnics, right here. Because she thought, I have a chandelier above me, and she could eat like she was royalty.
What
But
was this again?
Mamie Duhamel, she was the wife of Alex, the one who bought the land
Okay.
from the logging and timber company. And yeah, being the first one into the room of the cave, had calcium in it, which stuck to the walls. Now this dogtooth spar crystal you're seeing all over. I said earlier we do have a living and growing cave. Well, this dogtooth spar crystal actually isn't growing. In order for that to grow, it has to be completely submerged under ocean water and in perfect conditions. The water has to be sitting completely still. So what is growing is actually on our dogtooth spar. If you guys want to step closer, get a better look, you can look right at it. What this is called popcorn crystal. This is formed from magnesium in the water that's dripping down. It grabs magnesium that's coming through the earth, and then as it drips, it leaves behind that sediment of magnesium and allows that popcorn crystal to grow. So eventually this could all be covered in popcorn crystal, but kind of sad to me because I kind of like the calcite crystal a little more. But gather with that as you walk by. Now further up, you're going to see another rock formation. You probably saw a little bit back there. This is called Flowstone. Kind of looks like mud or like peanut butter. If you've seen it before, it's formed from magnesium, again flowing down the side of the wall, kind of like popcorn crystal, but again this time flowing. But Flowstone, very deceiving rock because it kind of looks like mud or like peanut butter. It looks as if you can just take it right off the wall. Very deceiving because it crystallizes and actually becomes extremely hard. Guys are entering as you come through that rainbow arch right there. This is called the Crystal Palace. Now, if you guys remember the EP, Edward Palanche, he was actually the first one into this room. Now, he was the explorer, so he actually came into this room a different way than you guys just walked through. This rainbow arch isn't natural. They actually blasted that out in order for tourists to easily walk in and out as we are right now. When Edward Palanche came through, he had nothing but a candle and coffee. It takes about 45 feet back and it winds back around out of that small hole right there. So Edward came crawling through there, and that's how he came into this room. And he saw how much crystal and how big it was, so that's why he called it the Crystal Palace. And then in the 1940s, they were opening this for tourism, so that's why they blasted that out, noticed it was quite thin, and they were able to do that. So, all right, and if you guys want to step a little further down, okay, on this side here, you might notice we have dogtooth spar on both the top and the bottom. So you can see how large this dogtooth spar is compared to the ones on the bottom. In most caves, if you did see some dogtooth spar, it only comes about this size and only in small patches. So it does make our cave very unique with the size of dogtooth spar and also the quantity as well. A good reason for that, some theories behind that, we are in stalactites or stalagmites, if any of you guys are familiar with those or heard of those. Stalactites grow from the top, mites from the bottom, but we do have some small stalactites right over here. You guys can see those. And it said they only grow about 1/4 of an inch every 100 years. So it takes an extremely long time. These together, just be sure to watch your head as we come in. Yeah, we had a flood back in 1972. I'll talk more about in our next room, but that caused a lot of rock and debris to fall down because this filled up with water again. And yeah, they put these support beams up with suspicion of some rock falling, but they have pressure testing and things like that. Found out it is stable, so nothing to worry about. Let's deal with that small hole right back there. Now what that hole is, that's a cave chimney, and just like a chimney in a house, it leads all the way to the top or to the surface. So it does provide us a little fresh air and fresh oxygen. They know that because they set a smoke signal back there, and you can see the smoke coming out all the way to the top, actually closer to the highway than to the gift shop. See, as we've gone into the cave, we have gone into the canyon or into the rock. So if you had to measure our depth right now, we're about 350 feet below the surface, rather than the 110 feet you guys have walked down so far. All right, then if you look right here, you'll see another formation we have called the Indian Headdress. It's geode right here, and it cracked open, kind of resembles a traditional headdress, such as a chief like Sitting Bull once wore, but a lot of the kids like to call that one the turkey butt. So, whatever way you want to look at it.